on YouTube. We got to do that. Got to get that up there. And I believe that we are live streaming now, or we will be in a couple of minutes as we get all set up. So let's just give it a second or two. Okay, there it is. On YouTube, okay. We got to do that. I'm just going to get that up there. We are on YouTube too. Good. YouTube Live. So if you can't see it on live here, you can see it on YouTube. All right, let's get started here. Okay, questions are already coming in. All right. Hello, hello. Hiya, hiya. All right, so let's get started here. And good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Introduction to Trading Weekend Review. My name is Hugh, and it is actually Thursday, March the 28th. We're doing this tonight instead of Sunday, the 31st, being Easter. We figure we don't want to compete with that, so we're going to just be, we're doing it tonight here, and we're all off tomorrow. So I think tonight we're going to kind of keep it short at about an hour. All right, normally we go, well, quite a bit longer, but we're going to keep it down to about an hour here tonight. So a lot of ground to cover. And just wanted to get on that. And I believe Aaron is on. Good evening, Aaron. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Hugh. How about yourself?
Not too bad at all. Not too bad. So you're in Salem, Massachusetts now, is that
Yes,
correct?
sir. I'm broadcasting from the Witch's Cauldron here in the bottom of the pot. Got my crystal ball out. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm up here for a fun-filled vacation up at the Halloween Disney World. They say, the Disney World of Halloween, I guess you could call it.
Oh,
Very, very interesting place.
it is. It truly is. I was there years ago. It just actually it really is. Yeah, if you want to get a chance, pop up there. You're Salem, Massachusetts.
Yes, correct. And for those that don't know, or maybe that aren't in the trading room, I'm a direct descendant of a woman that was accused of being a Salem witch, and her father was a reverend at the time, Francis Dane and Abigail Faulkner. So I have some spooky bloodlines going through my veins, so it helps me to predict the direction of the market. Usually pretty on point, pretty correct. So I found out some other interesting coincidences. Maybe later I'll talk about them.
I got a comment here from somebody here. Aaron, do not try to chip a piece off Plymouth Rock. It is already too small. So, okay. All right. Let's get moving here, folks.
If anything, I'll try to use my dowsing rods to find the pot of gold up here.
Okay, bring some back here. Oh man, unbelievable. Folks, there's a questions box. You'll find the icon on your Zoom dashboard. Click on that. Aaron and I are the ones who see that. Go ahead and say whatever you want. And we're going to get moving right now. Or go back to my part. I got an interesting PowerPoint here tonight. Okay, so first of all, I know a lot of new people online, a lot of different people. Please tell us in the questions box what your experience is in trading options. One, if you're very experienced. Two, if you're somewhat familiar with options. Three, if you're new to them. Four, if you have no idea what options are. Okay. And I think that most people are going to chime in here. I'm going to come in. I'm going to just let that one settle in. And while you're doing that, okay, yeah, just what I thought here. Okay, most people are coming in at numbers one, two, couple here, three. Cool. All right, let's move along here. Get to the disclaimer. By attending this webinar, you fully understand, accept the financial risks involved in trading securities. The risk of loss can be substantial. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you in light of your personal investment objectives and financial resources. By accessing this webinar, you understand that you're not receiving any advice as to what or when to buy or sell, but are simply receiving information for educational purposes only. Any decisions concerning your trade are solely your own to meet your personal objectives and risk tolerances. You're alone responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. Charts courtesy of Schwab, Thinkorswim, and Tasty Trade. I think you all know that. All right, going to meet the host here tonight. My name is Hugh. I'm the good-looking one here on the left side of your screen. Real quick about my trading background. There's Aaron. He's the smart one. You'll see him on the right side. He's a smart one. But I learned trading from the trenches. Started trading internationally, professionally. I guess if you want to, I'm not sure if it's professional or not. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. By professional, I mean, making money at it or whatever, doing it sort of as a profession. That was 2010. I was actually started trading a lot longer than that, but I eventually learned how to do a few things right, and I got pretty good at it for the most part. Short-term breakouts, that's what I'm looking for. Small daily gains. We are the real deal. Now, it's so funny because a few minutes before the show started here tonight, I thought I'd get a little curious to see some of the early days. Actually, somebody brought it up. Said somebody emailed and said, "Hugh, do you remember the early days when you were called e-stock option trading and you had that corny, goofy website?" So I said, "Oh my gosh, yeah, let's see if we can go back to those. Let's turn the time machine back, see if we can pull it up." And thanks to the magic of the internet, and actually a while ago, Aaron put me onto this. I didn't even know it existed. You can go back and look at old websites. And Aaron, I thought I'd show you this. I don't think you saw this. Maybe you did, but this is an old website. Now, this one dates back to July the 15th, 2010. And this is what our website used to look like.
Oh, wow.
This is what our website used to look like. Yeah, free introductory webinar, learn to trade stock options. I can't believe we're still doing this and make 5% a day and only one easy trade. We actually we're very simple back then, you know. Now we're a little more complicated. And there's our intro to trading Sunday night, 9 o'clock. It is so funny. Join the $100,000 group. And oh yeah, this was actually an interesting kind of a little project we had. I took 12 subscribers. They had to subscribe to the inner circle, and we worked together, turned 1,000 into $100,000 in 1 year. And we, a gentleman by the name of Mujahid actually was the first one to do it. And not only did he do it the 1 year, but he did it a second year as well. And he was and they had to send in their copies of their trades. And I would check them because I come from an internal audit background. So, I'd always check to make sure they're right, complete and accurate and all that. And yeah, I mean, you can only trade up your profits. So I checked it back to that. And yeah, he's doing very well. And I haven't talked to Mujahid in a while. Not even sure if he's on right now, probably not. But I know he's gone on and he's probably doing very well. But and then we've got a bunch of different things here with these webinars here. Different webinars we had, the inner circle, how I made $250,000 in a month. Okay, so a lot of these other pages I think are just not available here. But yeah, pretty cool. Recent results. Let's see what this one looks like. See if we can get a page on this one here. I had all these links on the left side. I'm not sitting here trying to, waste time with this, but let's see if this is going to come up at all. Probably not.
When you said Wuji, I was thinking Ouija because I was looking through these different stores here, and every store here sells Ouija boards, and they're trying to get me to pay to go to a Ouija board museum.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
was like, I don't know if I want any spirits to come on board my ship.
Yeah, you got to be careful about that kind of stuff, I don't think it's a good idea myself. So,
I told my family, I was like, if you guys really want to have a fun vacation, let's get a Ouija board and have a seance. They weren't really they weren't really interested in that.
you're just asking for it, man.
If you guys really want to have fun, let's get the candles out. Let's put a pentagram
Oh,
chalk on the
man.
floor. Let's do 9 yards.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Your past life will come back and haunt you on that one, I'm pretty sure. Sometimes it's
Yeah,
best to keep things buried. There's a reason we bury things. Anyway,
my past life or
folks.
my past wife. I don't know.
Yeah. So here's Aaron, folks. I'm going to introduce you to Aaron. He's going to talk a little bit about his past as far as trading is concerned. Although he's going back a couple hundred years with the witches, back to the witching days. But I don't know. Maybe there's a little spillover from that. I don't know. But you're doing something right, especially after yesterday's prediction to the upside.
Well,
I think
thank you, Hugh.
surprised more than a few people.
Well, thank you, Hugh. Yeah, I think I threw out a lifesaver to a few of our subscribers in that prediction. For those of you that held on to the raft that I threw out yesterday, I do appreciate that. Given some good comments. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that if he lets me show my charts a little bit later. But yeah, just a quick synopsis about me. I don't think anything too long. I'll pretty much sum it up in a little microsecond. I started learning to trade when I was, well, actually about the markets when I was 13. I started reading about the markets in my middle school library. Opened up my first trading account when I was 17. I traded with a trust account with my stepfather's permission. I traded penny stocks and different other stocks until the stock market bubble burst. Took a little bit of a break of trading, came back stronger than ever with the passion about the markets and trying to make it my livelihood. And that was, wow, 17, was it 17 years ago now? Back in 2007. So I'm in my 40s now. So I started learning about the stock market more than 20 years ago, and patterns and whatnot, and read several books on it when I first got started, and then just started looking at the charts every single day and looking at the patterns and drawing. And I studied several different things before I came across the Andrews pitchfork and the Fibonacci sequence, retracements and extensions. And so we do something here at DayTradeSPY. We do 1 + 1 = 3. So Andrews pitchfork plus Fibonacci retracements and extensions equals money in your pocket. And we had several subscribers walk away with some money in their pocket today. It was a difficult week to trade, but we were looking towards the upside. We knew that the day before Easter was usually positive for the market. So a lot of people took advantage of that. So let me see, what else am I missing? Yes, most recently I was an analyst for a commodity pool operator, which is a commodity fund. We had approximately $150 million under management at the height, and they're still doing well. But I called the market top 3 out of 5 times, and on a daily chart, and I called COVID 3 weeks before the drop in, I believe, January, February of 2020 it was. And unfortunately, they didn't heed my advice, but that's okay. But yeah, been working here at Eagle Financial and Salem Media, if which is apparent, if you can believe that. And I'm here in Salem, and I'm a descendant of a woman accused of being a Salem witch, so that's one of the coincidences. But I love working with Hugh. I love giving analysis and the chemistry that we have, and I love working at Eagle, and I love serving our customers. So thank you so much.
Sounds good, Aaron. And you smoke Salem cigarettes too, or no?
Yeah, actually, when I did start smoking, I tried several different brands, but Salem didn't stick for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what you'd be. You're probably more of a Camel guy, aren't you? I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I did smoke Camels. I did smoke Marlboros, but actually, I gave up smoking when I was a teenager.
Good move.
Funny enough, they have that that other type of smoking herb on every corner over here. I don't understand why, but
Yeah. I don't know. Not my cup of tea, but I'm staying away from it.
Yep, exactly.
It's funny because I was
Protect your
talking to a
lungs.
friend of sorry? Say
Protect your lungs.
again? Yeah, it's funny because I was talking to a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who's actually a very seasoned trader. And I remember several years ago, he told me, "Oh, you got to get in on this canopy growth. It's going to be hot." And I think he paid $57 a share for it. I'm not sure how many he bought. I think he bought like 100 shares, not options, shares. $57 a share. And I think it's worth pennies now. I don't know, nickel or 10 cents a share, something like that. They had a not a stock split, but where they bring it together, a reverse stock split, what do they call it? But
Yeah, reverse stock split.
and so if you look at what his shares are, it's basically worthless. So I warned him against it, but didn't listen to me. So what can I do? So you can take a horse to water, which can't make you drink, right?
Exactly.
Anyway, so when Aaron's friends were studying girls in high school, he was studying charts. Here we are, many years later, and he's making a lot of people rich. So, all right, the only announcement I've got here is, folks, if you're not a subscriber to Spy on the Market, get on the bandwagon here. Get this free e-newsletter. It's sent out every Thursday morning. Today it was sent out. It's a brief 3-minute read, light, relevant, irrelevant, what is that? Entertaining. All you have to do is just go to the website, daytradespy.com. Down on the right side, click on, I think one of those links over there, just to, I guess if you request one of those reports or newsletters or something like that, that'll get you on the list for Spy on the Market. And we run this every week. So this week's topic, which came out here this morning, was never waste a good loss. All right, tonight's agenda. review last week, preview of next week. Going to give you a bit of an update on the 2 to 10K challenge. Got a 2-minute tutorial and do some Q&A. All right. And again, I want to make sure we keep this down to about an hour here tonight. I don't want to keep you too long tonight, but here's what happened this last week just now. We've only got the 4 days under us here. Excuse me. Monday was new home sales, came in lower than expected. SPY rose to key resistance before technicals brought it back down to test 420. We closed pretty close to where we opened on Monday. No big deal. Durable goods orders, Richmond Manufacturing Index, and Consumer Confidence Report all pushed SPY down 4 points in a 4-day pullback here. About with the start of 4-day pullback. This was actually on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we had a no news, low news day. A lot of technical trading, but as it was setting up for the last day before the long weekend rally, we got this big surge in the last hour of trading. And this is what we're talking about here, how Aaron had predicted this move. And let me just see if I can actually draw in a line here. I think I can do this here. Drawing tools, this move to the upside. And that was an excellent call on that. And it's actually pretty cool, Aaron. I don't know how you did that, but you did, and that was just really good. And try and draw this in a white thing so that it's I'm having fun with this. I just discovered this a little while ago. But anyway, that was actually predicted by Aaron and those people that stayed with us. Now, there are some people who were actually very nervous about this particular trade. But I think, Aaron's longer term indicators suggested this, and I also was very supportive of this off a really cool chart pattern. Here's a left shoulder. Here is the head, is an inverse head and shoulder pattern, head and shoulders pattern, and here's the right shoulder. And when you see this, and also we had upward divergence on the MACD, and this is not unusual to see this move up. The only thing I didn't know was if it was going to move up yesterday or today, or
That's
maybe
also called the Tibetan monk pattern.
um, is seriously, or like I'm not gonna,
Because he's
never
he's
heard of it.
standing on his head. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I got to put up with this every morning, guys. Please, please. That's pretty funny. But anyway, those that stayed with the calls did very well. I know some people got a little spooked out. They sold and they had a loss. I'm really here to, sort of hear that. But anyway, not all trades are going to be winners, and it's a matter of having a little faith and confidence in the indicators. Um, so I don't know whether I had that as one of my newsletters, have trust in your indicators. I think I did actually last week. Let me just see if that went out last week or not. Give me a half a second here. I got a lot of things going on here. Trust your instruments. Trust your indicators. That's what it was. So some of you might know I'm actually a private pilot. And one of the things that when you learn to fly, they tell you to don't listen to what the seat of your pants tells you. That lies to you. If you find yourself in adverse weather, clouds or something, you literally do not know up from down, and you must trust your instruments. You could actually be in a spiral spin. You don't feel it, you don't know it, and you wouldn't know it if you looked outside. But I'll tell you, the ground's going to come pretty fast. But if you see that those indicators spinning around, that means you're going down. It's time to take some very quick evasive action and get out of the spin, level the wings, pull out of the dive, and get out of there.
The
All right.
other option
We
could be
say
that you're
trust
in
your
the
indicators.
Bermuda Triangle or that you just passed through a UFO.
Yeah, there you go. But trust your indicators, folks. Trust your indicators. All right, seasonal chart. Here's what we're looking here from a seasonal standpoint. Let's just move this down a little bit here. Looking at last week, we gained about 7 points over where we were about a week ago, and seasonally we gained about 3 points the following week. All right, so we're up about 3 points. These charts don't really show justice because the numbers are so tight in here, but that's actually what happened. So there is a gain coming up into the following week. Basically, this last week here, and again, we're only into Thursday, but most central banks are looking to cut rates. Investors were hoping for a soft landing and a continued rally. That's pretty well all the information I have on what happened so far this week. The S&P is up 0.4% for a year-to-date total of 10.2% to wrap up the first quarter. Wrapping up the week, wrapping up the day, wrapping up the quarter, we're up 10.2%. My goodness, if this continues, what are we going to be up 40, percent over the year? Not sure it's going to continue that way. I don't think it will, but that's a pretty good run so far this year. So Nasdaq is up 9.1% year to date, and the Dow's up 5.6. Week ahead, we have manufacturing PMI coming up on Monday, JOLTS job openings, and some Fed members will be speaking on Tuesday. We've got Williams, Daly, and Mester. They are all somewhat hawkish. I think Mester is probably the most hawkish, but combined, these guys are going to be talking here. Well, Mester's Loretta Mester. She's actually a she, but they're going to be talking throughout the day. Quite possibly moving the market down. Depends a lot on the JOLTS job openings numbers too. Wednesday, we've got some PMI reports, services PMI reports. We also have non-farm employment change, and Fed Chair Powell speaks. Unemployment claims on Thursday, along with Fed members Barkin and Mester speaking. Again, both hawkish. Excuse me. Hawkish. That means they're not in any real hurry to lower interest rates. They still want to see some more numbers come in. They still want to see inflation come down to 2%. So we're going to see what happens out of all that. Friday, we have some employment numbers coming out. So it's going to be interesting. Here's what I'm thinking here. Watch for volatility. Could be moderate on Monday and Tuesday, and also Thursday and Friday. Elevated on Wednesday. Extra care should be taken midweek. You might see some good opportunities to make money, but also some good opportunities to lose money. So, folks, we tell you how to spot these trades, how to trade them. Many opportunities are provided every day on Wall Street, for which we thank our powers over there to give us this opportunity. And when I think back of many, many places in the world, you cannot trade. It's just not, you're not able to, all right, for whatever reason. So, I'm very glad that we live and exist where we do, where we're able to get in there and literally make money on the market at will. Okay, so here's a look at the 2 to 10K challenge. We had a little bad luck here a few days ago, but we're getting back on track slowly. We're we're only about $32 ahead of the game here right now, but we're slowly inching our way up. On Monday, we've got $2,649 to work with, looking for $65. We discussed, excuse me, stretching out the expiration on this instead of the end of April, maybe go another month or something. But we were sort of turned down by that. And they said, no, take it to the end of April and see what we have. You might end up with $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 or $8,000. Maybe you won't get to the 10. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But they prefer that we build up that cushion first and don't get too crazy on the high risk trades. So today's an example. We bought 523 calls, bought them for 342. We sold them for 356. I actually got filled for 360, I believe it was, but I had 356 up on the board. So that's what I took as being the exit on that. Excuse me. I'm being very conservative with my numbers, but we did have some bad stroke of bad luck there a few days ago, and we're slowly inching our way out of that. Okay. All right. So it is a pretty cool little project. This is the third time we're doing this, and
let me, if I may say something, Hugh.
sure.
If I may say something, for those of you that don't follow us in the trading room, there was actually one trade that we made about I don't know, $3,000 on that we actually, if you go back to early on, we made about $3,000 on it. And we made so much money on it that we had some pushback because some subscribers said, well, you said one thing and you held on to the trade. We held on to the trade, but it was never filled. So I do want to mention that, even though we do have some losses here, we actually were a little bit more, we actually were a little bit more conservative with our trades. We held on to the trade, but it was never filled. So I do want to mention that, even though we do have some losses here, we actually were a little bit more, we actually were a little bit more conservative with our trades. We held on to the trade, but it was never filled. So I do want to mention that, even though we do have some losses here, understanding of what most people, uh, a lot of people got out of the trade, but we held on to it. So I do just want to mention that as a caveat. So we were actually pretty much ahead of the game, but we had some pushback. So we actually went with what the subscribers had said that our original target was. And so we did make a what do they call that? The exception for them. So um, even though there is a few red days or maybe a red period, we were actually very much ahead of the game early on.
Yeah, this is it back here. We're actually in Las Vegas at the time, February the 20th, which was an interesting day. We actually gained 23, almost $2,400. But I think the reality was actually more than that. That's just what I had recorded as to what I had as the option had I actually, um, gotten what I had put in the sell order for, but it actually sold for more. But you are right, it was up around $3,000. That would have made quite a difference. But a lot of people didn't like us taking advantage of that situation, so we just took whatever the number was that we had originally put in there, and we're trying to be very conservative with this program so that even the most novice person should be able to walk away with a good profit. So anyway, we're gonna see where we end up. So right.
Yep.
There are some rules with this challenge. Basically, starting with $2,000, trading only the profits as they settle the next day. Using a cash account, we're not going to be subjected to the pattern day trade rules. We buy first, then sell, calls and puts. Using our standard setups, we do not do any spreads or naked positions. Track everything on a spreadsheet, and we report the results in the inner circle follow-up. I know there was some comments there about, well, if you place a trade after the trading hours, can you send out an email or text or something? And I kind of want to address that. I don't know who sent that in. There are a couple of people that asked for that, and that sounds like like something we should probably do. But we were talking to our bosses about that too. And they said, well, the problem with that is this: if we start randomly sending out emails that, well, we close this position at 350 or whatever, and if you're following suit and and we don't, we miss a day, you're gonna come to expect that's what we're gonna do. And I don't know where I'm gonna be, after the trading room. We're actually very busy. We do other things, and I could be out on the road somewhere, and I might just pull it up on my cell phone, which is kind of difficult and awkward to close positions, and much more awkward to get into the back program of our website and submit those moves that we're closing our position. As a matter of fact, several minutes can go by if I was to even be able to do that. And therefore, if you're just looking to follow suit, if I sold for 50 cents, you might get in there and sell for 10 cents or whatever. So it's not going to give you a really good picture, as much as it sounds very good theoretically, but I think in practice it would not be feasible. And
Yeah.
also, we don't
One
want
thing I
to
was thinking
run the
about,
market
Hugh,
so late. I'm
if
sorry,
if
go on.
if I can mention, for those of you that are current subscribers, perhaps something during the end of the trading room where we give, I'll give you clear price levels to watch during the day. Please let me know if that would be helpful, because we've talked about that in the past. But Hugh and I are always trying to improve the service. So if you have any suggestions, for those of you that are subscribers, if you have any suggestions, feel free to shoot us an email. If we like what you're suggesting, or if we haven't thought about it before, we read every email. Sometimes we don't respond right away because we are busy, as you mentioned. But if you have a suggestion and you wanna let us know, you can write it in the text box here. But usually email is the best, because when we close the room, we don't have the suggestions available right away. But um, let us know if some clear levels to watch, especially for Hugh and myself. Hugh likes to look at pivot points and has exact targets. But if you would like me to perhaps send out an email or a chart with some ABCD patterns or some price levels, please let me know as well. I didn't really mention that to Hugh or even talk to him about this suggestion, but if you have any feedback for us, please let us know.
Yeah. But like I say, it's almost impossible to we don't want you counting on us being there into after the trading room closes. And I don't, if you start relying on that and it doesn't come through, then that's what the issue is. That's a good idea. So we record the gains, losses, net of commissions, commissions being $1 a contract. That's what I pay on Tasty Trade. So we changed the goal here. The goal is to be determined, but we're going to have still the end date of April. And I think one of the other reasons for that is they didn't want to push it back any further because they're probably going to want to start the next 2 to 10K challenge fairly soon after that. So I know some questions came about that. Well, are you going to do it again? The answer is probably yes. All right, so we'll see what happens. And if we end up with $6,000 or seven or 4,800 or whatever, that's what we end up, right? And of course, it's executed in our live daily trading room. So if you want to get on the 2 to 10K challenge, you got to be in the trading room, folks. Okay. All right, let's get into this 2-minute tutorial. Here's the question today. I'm new to Thinkorswim. How do you actually execute buy and sell orders? I had several of these in the last couple of weeks. So what we're going to do is just go back to the how you actually set up and execute trades. So let me get into that here and using TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. Okay, so I'm not sure what all this stuff is. TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is a very powerful program. And what you want to do is there's different ways of doing it. I'm sure some people go right to the chart tab and they do something in there, but I like to go back to the trade tab. And here's my setup on the trade tab. So you got your calls on the left, puts on the right, and I've got a layout here that I have. And if you go to your layout, which you'll find kind of in the middle here, a little bit over to the left, click on layout and I've got customize. Like so many other protocols on Thinkorswim, you get your available items here on the left, and then you put them up on your current set, which is right here in the middle. So I go up and down the list here, and I brought up only my theta, delta, implied volatility, volume, and the lows and highs, and I've arranged them in this way here. So if you want to arrange these things, you just click on whichever one you want to move. You can move it up. See how I'm clicking the move up, or I can move it back down again, and it'll put it in, organized in such a way. Once you have that, you click on OK, and now you've got those columns here. You've got those columns. And this is the information I really need. If you have lots of room, you might want to put an open interest as well, but that doesn't really matter. You know where the open interest is going to be with SPY. It's going to be at the money, and it's going to be quite fine. So, and this is going to be pertinent on both sides. All right, the theta, delta, applied volatility, volume, lows and highs. And of course, you get your bid and ask numbers too. Those are always going to be there. So if you want to buy an option, all right, the bid and ask. If you want to buy an option, put your cursor on the ask price if you're going to buy it for the ask price. Click on ask price, and up comes this screen down here, order entry. And whenever you buy something, it's going to be a green banner here. All right, the line's going to be green. Go back and check, is this what you want? You're buying, it's a single, not a spread. All right, we're not doing spreads, just a single legged option here. They have choices now. You can actually execute with dollars or a number of contracts, or I guess the percentage of your holdings, not really sure. I just keep it at the number of contracts, and you can move it up or down with the plus or minus, or you can actually get right in there and change the number to whatever you want. In the middle here, the expiration date, strike price, whether it's a call or a put. And again, if you expect the market to go down, you buy a put option. You don't sell. You never sell. The way we trade, we always buy first, then we sell, both going up and down. So make sure you know that. If you want to buy a put, you would put in the ask price of the put. If you want to buy a call, you put in the ask price of the call. There, I just clicked on the ask price of the put. Now I'm going to click on the ask price of the call. Watch for this type. That's going to change to call. There's call. Over here, you've got your price. Again, you can change this up or down with the plus and minus. This is a limit order. I can change the order, limit, market, stop, trailing stop, market on close, limit on close. I like to use limit orders because I like to know what's the most I'm going to pay for an option. I don't want the market telling me that. So by putting on a limit order, that is the most I'm going to pay, or the market, which would be less. So that's actually giving me the best price for me, all right, but to a maximum of what my limit is. Now, normally, and probably 99.9% of the time, you're going to get it for your, if you were to have, say, a market order, you'll get it for the ask price or lower. But every now and then you could get burned and it'll give it to you for a much higher price if you were to buy. You don't want that. You want to be able to tell the market the most you're going to pay for it, not let the market tell you what they're going to give you for it. It's okay to use a day order when you're entering. I use the best exchange all the time. I don't really care what exchange it goes on. And then I hit confirm, and then I check it. I check it one last time to make sure. And you got to go through, you got to spend those 2, 3 seconds, just go over it because it's very easy to make a mistake when you are trading. Believe it or not, even seasoned traders can make big, big mistakes. When you're happy with it, click on send and off it goes. When you want to sell something, like I will have it already up on the board here, it's having filled. Usually what I'll do is just right click and it'll give me this thing that says create opposite order. And then I just change whatever the parameters here that I want to change. If I am selling something, then I'm going to see a red banner, okay? If I'm buying something, it's going to be a green banner. The other thing that's pretty cool down here is this expected SPY price. It'll tell you how far it has, with the order that you have up on the board here, it'll tell you how far up it has to go, 64 cents, and it'll give you the expected SPY price. Now, during market hours, that number changes very quickly. It's just a nice estimate, but by the time it gets there, there's all kinds of things that are factored into that price. You get your volatility, your theta loss, gamma, different things like that. So it's just an estimate, but you'll find that if the market starts really moving in that direction, oftentimes your expected SPY price will go down so that you have you've got a good fighting chance of getting taken out. And that's really what kind of happens. So that's really all it is. I like to use limit orders. Some people like to use stop orders. If you are really insistent on using a stop loss, then the best thing to do is use a trailing stop. A trailing stop. The reason is because other traders, the whales, the market makers, all those, other traders, they can see your orders. And you can too. Up in the trade tab here, if you go to trade grid, you can see up here the orders that you'll see on, like for example, this particular option here, the 523 puts. You can see here the section on the left is the bid section. So the higher the bid, the more it goes up to the top. And you can see if you scroll down, the lower bids, they fall down the downside. And on the opposite side here, we have the ask. So the lower the ask, the higher it goes up on the list. You can see going down here. So when there's a match, right, the BS, that's bid size, AS is ask size. But when there's a match, then it triggers the trade, right? And of course, it happens so fast you don't actually see it. And you've got the different venues here: New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, Chicago, Philadelphia, whatever. So that's how you can see where the pressure is by the bid and the ask sizes. But by having a limit order, you're going to be assured that you're going to get your price, and you don't have to worry about other people that see it. But anyway, use a trailing stop instead of stop loss. If you have a stop loss, your order will be here, and they can see it. They can go and grab it if they want, right? But a trailing stop resides on your computer, and what it says is that the trailing stop will trigger when the order hits the condition that you set it up for. And since we don't really use trailing stops on this, I'm not going to kind of get into too much detail here, but you can have, say, 10 cents off the market price. It's a market. Here again, don't use a market price, use a bid or ask bid price if you're selling. The reason is because bid price and ask price, these are real prices. They are rock solid prices. The bid might be $5.17, not 5.18 or 5.16, but it's 5.17, if that's what it is. Whereas a which is a market price, that's actually again a negotiated price. So you don't want to negotiate. You want rock solid prices that you are off of on that. So if this is the bid price and 10 cents off the bid price, when it hits that number, the program sends a message to your computer that says, okay, now put up your order for a market order, whatever, and get rid of your options, when you sell them. So, but I don't use trailers. I always use limit orders. And that's about it. I think our 2-minute segment went about 8 minutes here, Aaron. So anyway, that's kind of that. So let's get back to the
No, that's okay.
Let's get back to the PowerPoint. Yeah.
The more the merrier.
So anyway, all right. So there we go. Now let's get to some questions here. Questions here. Bruce is saying here, and if you get annoyed with someone when he gets back, it doesn't recommend that they be crushed. That's what they were going to do to your great grandmother before she figured out that she should get pregnant. So it's a good thing she figured that out.
Yeah,
Uh,
good thing. Yeah, I was actually just at this the site where they hanged the people that were accused. It's called Proctor Point. I was just there literally about an hour ago, and it's very solemn. It's kind of strange because they have a lot of it fenced off. I guess, they probably had a lot of vandals or whatnot. People that were trying to get a piece of history or whatnot. They fenced off a lot of the area at the top, but they do have a little memorial, and people, place pennies and flowers and whatnot. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, Bruce is our resident psychologist and psychiatrist. Um, maybe he could do a little bit of an answer on what he thinks that caused a delirium in Salem during that time. But yeah, he's also a resident comedian after myself. But yeah, it's very, very interesting.
yeah. All right.
And there was a question, actually, there was a comment. Gordon Pearson says, I think Aaron is into the sauce. Good for him. No, I'm not into the sauce. I just had my third cup of coffee. I did have a good time out here in Salem and saw several different shops. Some a little bit creepier than others, to be honest with you.
Sniffing
Um,
that incense pretty good over there, were you?
yeah, yeah.
Oh
Every
man.
store it's so interesting. Every store that you walk into, they're burning incense.
Yeah.
They have their little stand with tarot cards and introduction to witchcraft, and then depending on how deep they want to go into that, they'll have their other charms and crystals, and it's just very interesting. They'll have their own motive or motif or whatever for their store, but then depending on how deep into witchcraft they want to go, they'll sell other items and other things. I just walked into one place, they're actually selling pieces of human skull. I was like, that's pretty
Really?
yeah.
Where'd they get that?
I'm not sure. They said ethically sourced. So
Ethically
I,
sourced skull.
I hope that's true.
Unbelievable. Was there like a lot of like leftover hippies from the 60s kind of vibe to it at all over there? Any of that kind of
Um,
stuff at all, would you say? Or
no, I would say very, very alternative kind of thought. Very open-minded kind of ideas. I wouldn't say there are some people here from more hipster, hippie minded, but if that's what you think, but it's kind of like a dichotomy of two different kinds of people, and I would say that there's a lot of fight for the oppressed people kind of vibe going on, with a lot of the I would say alternative lifestyle people here. That's all I want to say about that because I'm not really political, um, but yeah, very interesting. Very so I went into one store. I won't say the name, but on one counter they had the saints, and they had statues of Jesus and whatnot, and then on the completely other side of the store they would have a Baphomet, which is the horned goat, half person, half man with a pentagram and different things. So if you can imagine, it was just very interesting, the dichotomy or the differences within the same store, and they'd have wizards and dragons and crystals, and then you go into another store, they'd be selling wands. There was one store that had wands, $200 crystal wand that was for sale.
oh, really?
Yeah, I was actually trying to. I think actually, Hugh, I might actually have to. I might, just to let you know, I might have to drop my defenses and actually purchase the crystal ball because I saw a crystal ball that I do like, and I think it was only $500, but I may actually have to do that because we need all, we need as much help as we can get for our subscribers. Not saying that we don't do amazingly well already, but if we can get that extra 2 cents per trade.
Oh God, unbelievable. I don't know. I think we gotta lasso you in here, Aaron. We gotta settle you down here or something. That's it. No, you're cut off. No more coffee tonight. No more coffee. Get out, get away from that incense. I don't know what you're doing here. Let's get into some real questions here. Jeff's actually okay. So Jeff W. I get it. I said in the trading room that I intend to get out of these puts. Was it the puts I was in? Whatever the trades puts by the end of the day. So what happened with me? My daughter came over. We went out for an early dinner. 4 o'clock came and went, and I thought, but it's okay. I'm looking at that, and I'm going to see what happens next week. Maybe end up with a repair on that one. We'll see. But the OMG trade is actually still sitting there as an open trade. So, but that's what that was. So, and I know I was firm that I was going to sell by the end of the day, but again, I was not in front of the computer, and it kind of caught me off guard. I thought there was one point there that it was going to continue going down. So I checked it on my cell phone periodically. So, oh, this thing's on a real slide. Maybe it'll pop down and just get us taken out, but never did get that down that far. Came a little bit close, but that's okay. So, no, Jay, we're not extending the time on the chance. We are just going to see what we end up with at the end of the term. So even though we have some couple losses in there, we're going to see where we end up with it at the end of April. So instead of extending the term to get to the $10,000, we're keeping the term. We're going to see where we are financially at the end of those 3 months. Okay. Some more. Okay. I know you may be out, but if you close something, okay. I know you might be out, but if you close something, just let us know. I mean, I could try, but then what if I close something and I don't get a chance to let you know? Then you're gonna be mad at me, and it's just another thing on our plate. We do discuss. I think we should make a better attempt at discussing in the trading room what we're looking to do if we have open trades as to how we're going to do it. But again, things are subject to change all the time. So that is the thing here. You have to look. I think at some point you have to just determine how do you feel about it. We give you the long out range, the long term range, and what we see happening at that point. But things can and do change. So, and there are times too when I think, and I'm going to hold this overnight or whatever, but I just don't see something changes. Right? There's a news report or just the feeling of the option changes. So you know what? I'm going to take the hit and preserve my capital and just go in the next day with it again. So, all right. So let me see. What programs do you have? I'm new here. Okay. And yeah, everybody would love price alerts when they. Aaron, we need a third person to watch the markets after we close. We need to hire somebody, and then if that's what they want,
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Oh, you mean when we step away from
yeah.
the charts?
Well, I'm not trying to, it's kind of tough to go past into the rest of the day because, like you
Oh
said,
yeah, yeah. You mean if we
know,
extended the session longer? We did have a
oh
discussion about that.
yeah, we're not going to do that actually. Well, you've got your beta test at 11 o'clock on Fridays as a rule. Where's that
Yes.
sitting here? That was just a test run or something, or just a certain number of sessions, or what?
We've just finished the eighth session. So for those of you that don't know, we do have a 0 day to expiration options class on Fridays from about 11 to 12:30 to 1. So we talk about a certain type of strategy and money management philosophy for people that do want to trade 0 day to expiration options. It's open to everyone right now.
Yeah.
If you're interested, you just shoot me an email and say I'm interested in the beta. But the prerequisite is that you should have some options experience and also understand that you are the concepts that we have you can apply to weekly options. There's no problem with that, but it is a more focus on 0 day to expiration. So it's a separate it's a separate trading idea, but we do use a lot of the entries and understandings of what you learn in the trading room. So that is open for anyone that's already a subscriber to the trading room. So we just finished our eighth session. We are planning on sending out a survey next week, and I'm going to see where we're at. But I think we should be going for 4 more sessions into May, and see where we're at. But if you want to catch up, we have about, I would say, 15 hours of recorded video. And if you just shoot me an email, I'll shoot those over. We also have some slides that I need to package it's for every week and just send it out in one batch. So if you're interested, more than happy to help you.
Yeah. So you have to be a member of the trading room to get into that, correct?
Yes, that is a prerequisite, just because it is kind of an advanced trading idea, and it's not for beginners.
Sounds good. Okay, this session is being recorded. It'll be uploaded at some point on the website. Question, where do you place your OMG lines, orange lines in the morning? What are those lines based on? How do I place them? Those are support and resistance lines on the 5-minute chart. Aaron and I would go over that in the morning first to see where they go. The OMG is and actually we're going to get into that in a second here. Let's move along here. We have different programs. People are asking what kind of programs. That's one of our programs, right? We have this it's a solid goals thing that we do, folks. You only get it through Day Trade Spy. Learn and earn actionable plans. So we've got a number of programs here. And one is the Inner Circle. This is what started back in May of 2010. May of 2010, almost 14 years we've been doing this. And they thought we'd never last, Aaron. Actually, I thought, oh yeah, if this goes for a month, that's great. But it's not. It was never meant to be a permanent kind of a career, kind of a job, if you will. It was just something we threw together for fun because we're making money on the market. But people kept pushing us. Well, can you show us? Can you tell us? Can you teach us? Can you this? Can you... So we started this thing called the Inner Circle. It's still going strong, stronger than ever. You get your morning market analysis. So what is this? We take a flash assessment, look at the market, see where is this going to go today. The way it looks right now, around 9 o'clock in the morning, we send that out in an email. You'll also get later in the day, early in the evening, a follow-up report as to what we actually did, including all our trades in the trading room, the signal, the pick of the day, and the challenge. We just give you and it's brief. It's not a long stretch. It's not a 10-minute read, nothing like that. Just a very brief report as to what we did. Also, you're going to be invited to our Tuesday night interactive meetups. This is where you can ask any questions at all you want concerning trading options on SPY or chart setups or anything at all to do with that. These sessions are recorded and you do get the recording afterwards, all right? Cost of this is $9.95 a year or $2.75 a quarter. Now, we've got the DayTradeSPY signal. You get this 3 to 5 times a week based on an algorithm, all right? I get it the same time you do. It comes in my cell phone or email. The thing is here, buy immediately, sell for a 5% gain. If it does not sell by 4 p.m. that day, just sell it at the market price. It's not going to go to zero, nothing like that, because there's enough time usually on these things to have some value if, in fact, it does not sell. And I believe today it did not hit its 5%. It was actually on the puts, and you did take a bit of, I think, about a 15% loss or something if you sold it by the end of the day. Those are, by the way, conservative numbers, so your loss would have probably been less than that. The signal, $14.95 a year, $3.99 a quarter. Or if you just want to try for a month, $140, $149. I think most people are getting it for the whole year. Cool thing about it, you get a 14-day, 100% money back guarantee if you really don't like it. Okay. Then, of course, the pick of the day, which is a little bit different than the signal. The signal can happen at any time, usually in the mornings, but it can happen at any time. And again, it goes to your cell phone and your email. Okay. Now the pick of the day, a little bit different. This here is let me just see. This here is hang on a second. I'm just trying to do something here. Okay. This is going to drive me crazy. OCD. I need a space in there. There we go. This is something Aaron and I discuss before the market opens. We go through all of our data feeds, our news feeds, our various inputs, and we determine is it going to be a call or a put, which one, right? And then we email it to you. You get this after just after 9 o'clock. The idea here is to buy this right at market open and make sure the 1 minute. So two things. First of all, make sure the 1 minute candle is going in your direction. So if it's a call, you want to make sure the pressure is on the 1 minute candle to go to the upside, right? If the 1 minute candle is going to the downside, wait until that 1 minute candle reverses back to the upside, then get in. You'll get it for a better price. Also, make sure your bid-ask spread is nice and tight within a couple of cents of each other, because right at market open, especially if there's a really big gap, you could see a wide variance. So don't use a market order, always use limit orders for these. Sell it for a 6% good till canceled order. You can hold this overnight if you need to. And the price here, 14.95, 14.95 for the year, and 3.99 a quarter. Let's see if I can
So
get this.
can I add
Yep.
something to that, Hugh?
Yep.
You want to email customer service at daytradespy.com for the best rate. They're going to send you the link. These are promotional rates that we're discussing right now. There's a question here about from Lawrence that says the inner circle costs a certain amount. That's the published rate that we are putting on our website, but these are the promotional rates that we're giving you.
Yeah. So yeah, on the website they get the standard rates. You got to call customer service. Like email them. They'll give you the better rate. So um, the trading room, our famous or maybe infamous trading room, hosted by yours truly and the amazing Aaron. And it's interactive. You're going to learn and earn, narrated, fully narrated. This is where strategies come alive in real time, real market conditions as it happens. Now, it happens fast. It can happen fast. Don't worry if you're not picking it up right away. You will. A week or two, you'll be right up to speed totally. Just pay attention. You'll understand what we're doing. We do repeat and review and review and repeat, and so it's not a problem there. Every morning, 9:20 to 10:30 Eastern. Again, another, just like Aaron said, we have a promotional on this of a promotional price of $6.99 a quarter. And I think if you go to the website, it's actually quite a bit more than that. So you want to email, well, actually, at the end of this webinar, you'll get a URL pop up where you can actually buy the and subscribe to the trading room. Okay, so go through that, subscribe to the trading room. You have to scroll down through all that promotion stuff, but go to the end and subscribe. Only $6.99 a quarter. In case you don't get that, you don't see that, uh, just email customer service at DayTradeSPY. They're going to take care of you there. 14-day money back guarantee. Can't go wrong. This is where calls and puts are. If you know what calls and puts are, this is where you need to be. All right, the Ultimate Training Workshop. I talked about this just about every week, and this is actually pretty cool. So some months ago, quite a few months ago now, we actually did a week-long training course. We actually had 11 webinars, about an hour and a half or so long each, on different topics. And we cover everything in this, everything: money management, options fundamentals, chart setups, chart patterns, the technicals, our strategies, the mental aspects of trading, how to repair trades. We get into Aaron's deep dive analysis. Everything you need to know, everything we do is right in here. And this gives you 11 recorded webinars, each about an hour and a half long. You have unlimited access to this for at least 6 months, and we have to say that. The reality is we've never bumped anybody, so you've got it probably pretty well for life. Here is a very special price of $9.95. Now, this here, and I always say this with this sort of a caveat on it too, a bit of a warning that this is subject to change. So what this was actually a promotion, a 2 week promotion, and the IT guys left it on the website. They never bothered to take this off, and I'm not going to tell them. So I don't think they look at it very carefully. So this was supposed to only be up there for 2 weeks, a very special price. Before Eagle took us over, this program was going out the door for $3,500. And even then, my financial or my business advisors said even at 3,500, it was grossly underpriced. They wanted me to raise this up around $10,000 or so. I said, well, yeah, you're going to get some, but I'd rather get it out to the masses at 3,500. It was selling quite briskly, but I'll tell you, at 995, it would be pretty foolish to let this one pass through your fingers. Even if you are a seasoned trader, there's a lot of good nuances and stuff you're going to pick up. Just go through the webinars and you'll see what I'm talking about. So get in there because that could change at any time. All of a sudden, it could be gone, or it goes back to the regular price of $3,500. Okay, so you want to do this. We also have other online workshops as well. Different things you'll see on the website up at the top right, and take a look at that. And no, I don't have this whole website is gone now. But this is actually a pretty cool website. I kind of like this. I kind of like this, Aaron. I kind of miss it. Maybe I wonder if the guys will bring it back. Is there any way to get? Oh well. Anyway, that's what that is. Um, Aaron, do you know if they're still offering this lifetime membership, the Day Trade Spice Society?
The society, we have it from time to time. It's a special that comes up. It does look like, let me see here. It does look like it's still available. You just have to click the top Day Trade Spy Society, and that means that you get everything that's under our current list of products. So that means you get the trading room, the pick of the day, the Day Trade Spy signal. You get the inner circle. You get all of our workshops that we've done so far. Now, in the future, if we do a workshop that may not be included, but if for everything that we have already, you'll get that as soon as you subscribe and become a Day Trade Spy Society member. And then, depending on what they quote you, you do pay a small admin fee once per year. But this is a lifetime membership for Day Trade Spy. So it includes all of our products, everything that we've done,
To
and
date, to date.
yeah, to date. Exactly.
Anything new that's extra. So if we
Correct.
have a workshop on, I don't know, something, Aaron's 1 + 1 = 3, and also that's going to be extra. Okay, that's not, you don't get that. It's not that. It's just everything to date is yours. So that's what that is. That's a good point. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's it for me.
That's it. Okay. All right. So let me see what other things here. There's a lot of questions. A lot of people online. Uh, how do I order the free Thursday newsletter? Just go on the website. Okay, so to get that, hang on, let me bring this up here. I'll get you the website, and this is how you actually get this. Ironically, I don't know if you can actually call emails, you probably could, customer service, but I think you can just click on this, like this daily payout plan, learn more about this. So when you click on this, it'll give you your, you know, just enter your email address or whatever. I'm not really sure. But if you go on here, you can that'll put you on, and you should be getting the newsletter. Okay, you should get the newsletter. So that's the easy way of doing it. So all right. So what else do we have here to tell you? Let's go back to some of the questions here. I see it's already 9:04. I don't want to do whatever here. Let me see.
I don't think that customer service is going to be in the office tomorrow, but you can try. I'm not sure, Hugh, if you know any different. You can try. You can try them tomorrow. If not, you can shoot an email to DayTradeSpy. Customer service at DayTradeSpy.com.
Yeah.
And they'll be more than happy to help you possibly on Monday. We do have a holiday weekend. That's the main reason why we did this session earlier. Lawrence, thank you. The training sessions are great. I love them. Thank you, Lawrence. Hopefully you don't get too tired of or at least my jokes in the morning.
I don't think we ever tire of your jokes, Aaron.
Thank you.
We love to laugh at you. I mean, with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let me see what else here. Okay, I don't know. There's a lot of questions. There's hundreds of questions we're not even getting to. The website says the inner circle costs $19.95 a year. Yes, get in touch with customer service. They'll give you a better price than that. Training sessions are great. Love them. Thanks for that, Lawrence. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna call it a day. I think this is it. I didn't want to keep you all night. And where did it go? There it is, right there. It says for the options, primer, stay online. We're not going to do the options primer right now. For starters, we don't have a lot of people asking for it. What I'm going to do is just remove this part here, and we're going to do that next Sunday night. This is something that we do every Sunday night, and great to have you here, folks. But the trading room subscription page is going to come up shortly. If you are not a member, you might want to join because I think you're going to really enjoy it. And again, if you don't like it, just cancel. You get your money back. Thank you all. Thank you, Aaron. It's been a pleasure. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Easter, everybody.
Yep.
Be great at what you do, give it all of you, and trust the process to keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you